Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Hakuoki Blossoms, and we are going down Yamazaki's bad endings today. So we got our beautiful, amazing, good ending in the last part, and now we're going down the bad endings. So I'm sorry, I'm going to destroy the game for you. Anyway, we're going to go down our unrequited love ending first. So romance is low, corruption is low. Okay. And this should get all of our last CGs too, because we'll get all of the make him endure it CGs. You'll endure it, Yamazaki. His ending was just so goddamn good. Like, it was just so adorable. Like, oh my god. He's no longer my father. You know, I realized something at Itabashi. The man I used to recognize as father is gone. His smile, his laugh, all of it had been forced. I think the man he used to be died a long time ago. That's why I'm determined to fight. I no longer see him as my father. I see. We're still going to have our kiss. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, right, we still give him blood. In this. Okay. Because we want him to have low corruption. High corruption is for the bad ending. Oh. Use them. My mind was flushed with stressful thoughts. More than anything, our emphasis needed to be upon ensuring victory in these drastic circumstances. My father can't be allowed to succeed. Amagiri mentioned that fury powers had no place in human conflict, and that somehow they were an affront to him and to our country. However, I find that to be more of a reason to use them. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and we'd be foolish to give ourselves a disadvantage. I agree. If at all possible, I would like to avoid using them. However, I must accept the darkness within. And now he's gonna die. He's gonna use his fury powers, and he's gonna fucking probably turn to ash or something. I'm just... Alright, so... Okay, so yeah, this is where she cuts herself, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'll be okay! Forget about me! You handle my father! I saw the glint of hesitation twinkle in Yamazaki's tender eyes as he saw the Furies closing in on me. Considering my lack of prowess in battle, I too knew that I couldn't keep the Furies at bay for long. Thankfully, it hadn't come to that. Yamazaki made his decision swiftly, racing towards me with a fervor in his wistful face. Oh. In an instant, crimson filled his eyes, and his hair became a stark shade of white. Oh. Fortunately, the poison in his arms hadn't quite worn off, making his arm movements sluggish. Only through sheer force of will could he move. Oh! Yamazaki howled as he yanked the scalpel driven into his shoulder from his bleeding flesh. Then, I couldn't help but cover my mouth in shock. Yamazaki's eyes glowed ominously, and like a beast attacking its prey, he struck Father in the larynx with the used scalpel. Gah! There was no need to verify if Father survived. As soon as Father's body hit the floor with a thud, Yamazaki leapt towards me, angrily hacking at the Furies beside me until they were a mess of limbs. I mean, okay. As other Furies became privy to the scent of fresh blood, Yamazaki made short work of them, bouncing atop the hall's tables to sever their exposed heads. He's gonna end up turning to ash and dying. I'm just guessing, because that's like what happens to all of them, right? By the end of the skirmish, he was drenched in blood, slaughtering his enemies with aplomb. Yamazaki turned to look at me, battered and drained, and we quietly walked out of the castle. Our steps echoed in the halls of Shirakawa Castle, and as we made our exit, we were greeted with a large, incandescent ray of moonlight through the clouds. Yamazaki let out a calm sigh and walked towards a knoll to the castle's left, leaning his back against an old tree. Are you okay, Oh, that's me. Are you okay, Yamazaki? In all honesty, my mind and body are exhausted. It is okay for me to rest just a little bit. Is it okay? Okay. Of course, the battle is over. I followed after him, tilting my head up towards the blank face of the moon. It was an engulfing light, warming without the heat, but soothing to the eyes. Moonlight wrapped around us like a blanket, sheltering us from the atrocities we had just recently seen. I hope that my actions honored the Shinsengumi's name. Of course they did. You stopped my father, and now the Shinsengumi won't have to fight against Furies. All they have to do is beat forwards, continuing their fight as long as they still can. I see. How nice. We must report to Commander Hijikata that the deed has been done. His eyelids drooped slowly, and with his chin, he pointed towards the trail leading towards the forest. The Shinsengumi should be arriving just through that pass under there. Would you mind telling them how things unfolded for me? Huh? Why don't you want to do it, Yamazaki? Apologies, but I can't move just yet. As far as I can tell, you'll be safe from any intruders, so I shall rest here, waiting for you. Okay, just wait here, and I'll make sure that they bring you some treatment, okay? And just take deep breaths. He's gonna die. He's telling us to go because, oh god. I nodded, standing up towards the direction that Yamazaki had pointed me. But I was fretful, unable to shake my despair. An unsettling chill brushed my cheeks from the mountain air, and I turned to glance at Yamazaki. Oh, he's like ghostly and dying. I caught sight of a faint smile forming in the corner of his lips, illuminated by moonlight. Yep. Oh god. I saw this. So like I saw this like oh yeah, because like right there it's like his leg is disappearing, like he's already turning to dust. I missed this until I looked before, because as soon as it popped up, what I saw was the glow around like his hand. And I was like, oh my god, it's like he's turning to dust and drifting away. And then I noticed that. So yeah, okay, we were right. I was hoping you wouldn't look around. You you really are a troublemaker, aren't you? Yamazaki. For some reason his eyes went blank, a gesture of fragility that was inspired fear inside of me. My chest tightened, feeling like a dull knife was being pressed against it, and as I took one step back towards him, he motioned me to stop. Please, keep going. I wish for your lasting memory to be a fond one. Once more, he meekly curled his lips into a grin. A gust of wind bit my soft cheeks. I stood there speechless, listening to the whistle of wind through the tall grass as I stared at Yamazaki. Farewell, Spacey. The traces of moonlight glowing in Yamazaki's wistful eyes faded, and so had the life inside of them. Even his death is like beautiful and so, oh my god, it's so bad. He was kissed by the moonlight, underscored by the harrowing battle only hours beforehand. Yamazaki, without realizing it, hot tears formed in the back of my eyelids, streaming down my face before being carried by the twilight winds. Then darkness. Overcast clouds gathered above us, casting a shadow over Yamazaki's resting body. Nothing else mattered to me. I waited idly, watching the time slip from my fingers as the wind settled. Oh, he turned to dust and disappeared. Even though they didn't specifically say that, but that's kind of what happened. That's so sad. Oh, but he looks so beautiful, ghostly, glowing as he turns to dust and fades away. Oh, beautiful and painful. That sucked. That wasn't a nice ending. I mean, obviously they're all bad endings, but it's still like sad. Anyway. Um. Doo, 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 doo. Boop, boop. Chapter 1. Okay. Low romance, high corruption. Low high. This is where we get our... Well, I didn't even know that was going to have a CG in it, because they usually don't. Do they? I don't think they do. They gave him a lot of his CGs in the end. They're like, we're gonna get our kiss CG, we have like one other one, but like, in the end, we'll give a bunch of them. Thank God there's a happy one of him alone, because otherwise we'd have to use that sad dying one. Like, I like it when they have ones of just them. We need to have a just pretty one of them. We don't need Derpy McSaucerface in there. Saucerhead McDerpface. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, that's right. Sonic was in this part. Oh. Well, pretend you didn't betray us, Sonic. Nothing. I said nothing. Oh. He left me no chance to respond and scurried away. Yamazaki's eagerness to escape made it so he couldn't see me on the verge of speaking. Perhaps he'd been purposely avoiding a conversation with me. Don't take it personally. He's got a lot of things to attend to, so it's just happenstance. Did anything happen while the two of you were out? Ask him if you're so curious. You know that you did nothing wrong. Quite the contrary, actually. He's all an ass, probably because he doesn't want to arouse any suspicion or concern. I wondered what Hijikata could have been referring to. I stared back at Hijikata with a dubious expression, which prompted him to continue speaking. Maybe you should check up on him in his room with some food, eh? Do you think that'd be okay? Well, if he throws a bitch fit, tell him I sent you. That'll straighten him up. Understood. Thank you. I bowed at Hijikata, to which he responded with a flick of his hand before rushing to the kitchen. It was unlike Yamazaki to flee so sheepishly, which led me to question if everything was okay. Alright, here we go. Make him endure it. Yamazaki was eyeing the arteries in my neck longingly. In all honesty, it frightened me to the core. Being stared at like a morsel to a predator was enough for me to freeze in place. Someone whom I deeply admired was suffering, but I could barely muster any courage to help him. I was so ashamed for letting my feelings dictate the matter, but Yamazaki curled his lips into a grin. My apologies for scaring you. There was an amiable quality in his apology, as if he were speaking to a young, crying child. Going to be okay. I won't hurt you. I refuse to. What had I been doing? I was so inspired by his words of reassurance that I broke into a sprint, hugging him from behind. Oh. Why had I let my fear take hold of me? All this time, Yamazaki had always been the first person to look after my well-being and protect me. I'm so sorry, Yamazaki. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yamazaki, please forgive me. I can't read. I embraced his back, constricting him as tightly as I could, just to remain close to him. I was like, what? God, I can't. Deep inside my heart, I hoped that my presence was enough to help ease Yamazaki's potent suffering. His pain had gone on just a little while longer. By morning, Yamazaki's onset had almost completely disappeared, and he regained his composure. Oh, stay with you. Well, it was almost morning, so it's not long. Okay, so that happens in chapter 1. This is a really long, blocked out bunch of text, so this intrigues me. I don't click it until we're in it, or like at the end where you're like, oh, this is pretty much what happened. Like, oh, we got stabbed by a Fury. You know what's really funny? I'm like, wait a minute, we don't have another choice. That's weird. They put nothing, then the ... and then make him endure it. So they have it backwards in the guide, but that's okay. I think it's best if you remain as well. Hijikata was filthy in delivering his orders, to which I could do nothing but fall silent. My position here was rather painfully reaffirmed. I had no place on the battlefield, nor had I developed any prowess as a swordsman. It would have been uncouth of me to ask simply because I desired to stay close to Yamazaki. My heart, so it seemed, couldn't be helped. Yamazaki's fingers gently tapped my shoulders before he spoke up. Oh, okay. So he still asked if we could go with him. I'll take her with me. After that night, everything fell into place quickly. An influx of new recruits were being trained. Munitions, many of which I had never seen before, were being carted in and around the compounds. The Koyo Regulatory Company was hastily organizing its affairs, scrambling to prepare for the impending convoy to Kofu. When the day finally arrived, it was hard to believe. As I was neatly arranging my clothing for the trip into a big bag, Sonnen stopped by my room to visit, sharing with me a surprise bit of news. What? Sonnen, what did you just say? Uh-huh. Yamazaki will remain alongside me here. He shall not be joining the Koyo Regulatory Company. If you remain unconvinced, Hijikata can verify. He approved it after all. Wait, I wasn't told about this. But why? Why would he change his mind all of a sudden? This is interesting. Isn't it obvious? He's a fury, deeming him a member of the Shinsegumi's most infamous outfit. It was egregious of them to suggest he could participate in open conflict with the rest of the Shinsengumi. But just the other day... Miss Yukamura! What are you doing? The convoy's already beginning to leave. Be sure to do the best you can for all of us, including Yamazaki, okay? I shall let you be now. The fuck, Sonnen? Without another word, Sonnen skipped out of my room. Skipped! Sonnen skipping! That's adorable. I love you, even though you kind of seem like an evil, shady bastard in this one. But that's because we don't love you. See? Man, I've been informed of Heisuke's order to remain, but this had completely blindsided me. I'm gonna die. Hey, Miss Yukamura! Hurry up or we're gonna be left behind! Okay, I'll go now. After the Koyo Regulatory Company's departure, terrifying rumors swept through Edo, detailing stories of brutal murders carried out in the dead of night. Victims, innocent townspeople found with pale, white skin and wounds on their necks. The thread connecting to each of the murders was the sighting of someone dressed in black, skin-tight ninja attire fleeing the scene. Yamazaki goes mad with bloodlust. I never said goodbye. Never saw him since then. Holy shit. Yeah. She leaves with the Shinsengumi and Yamazaki goes on a murder spree. Basically, okay, so yeah. He basically goes mad with bloodlust and kills me. Damn! I wasn't expecting that. Shit. It's like, I went with him and all of a sudden, blah, 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 and then he's gone. So he went mad with bloodlust and then probably died after using all of his fury powers and whatnot. Damn. Well, shit. I didn't see that one coming. Okay, so low romance, high corruption, chapter 2. All right. Do 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 do. What's up, bird? Your toenails are so sharp and they tickle. But they're like daggers, like, ah, it hurts and I don't know. It's weird. It's also because you're sitting on my neck, which is tickly. Whole body. Oh my god. But I like how guide that one was like, you know, we leave with Shinsengumi, Yamazaki goes on a murder spree, question mark, like that's what just happened? That is just what happened. 100%, yep. Handle the enemies. Understood! Yamazaki was right. Unless the perimeter was safe, Treating our wounded ally would do him no good. I gulped, realizing that I was in no position to dispute. Okay, but please, as soon as you're done fighting, I'm gonna need your help treating him. Leave it to me. I'll rid us of them soon enough. Splotches of blood stuck to Yamazaki's pale face, and he spun around to continue fighting. My stomach grew queasy. Was any of this okay? As I watched him hack through the group of fleeing Imperial stragglers, he seemed distant, miles from me despite being only a few feet away. I shook my head and shut my eyes, hoping the vision of a thoughtless murderer would leave me. Nah. That's your boyfriend. Don't worry. One of you is gonna die, or both of you. I don't know. Someone's gonna die soon. Oh. Make him endure it. If you have no rebuttal, keep your mouth shut. Yamazaki scowled devilishly before turning his back towards me. I seized the opportunity, lunging forward with my arms outstretched to hug his body tightly. Let go. What are you doing? No! I'm not letting go! If I had let him consume blood, then perhaps his humanity would have begun... If I had let him consume blood, then perhaps his humanity would have begun to wilt away. So I held onto him desperately, drawing him in closer to let him know that I supported him. Okay, so she's thinking, if he drinks blood, his humanity's wilting away right now. It was a wholehearted sentiment, although I knew that I would never experience the agony that plagued him. At least he knew that I cared. Part of me wondered if I had any place to speak. More than anything else, I'd wanted to counter his depressing sentiment and say whatever came to mind. That's not true at all. You are human. Seriously? My earlier display hadn't convinced you otherwise. You're far too kind, Yukimura. Kind, but cruel. Wow, ouch. Okay, these guys come... Oh, he's gonna fight them and die. Amagiri kills Yamazaki. Yamazaki kills us. I don't know. It's a smaller box, so it's somebody kills somebody, is what I'm guessing. Amagiri kills Yamazaki, I'm guessing. Because they're not taken on. I doubt they would try to kill me, so... Suddenly... Let go of me. Ah! I haven't lost yet. My life is forfeit anyway, and I might as well take the two of you with me. Wait, did he just push me off of him? I think so. Yeah, Yamazaki shoved me off of him, and it was clear that my concern was the furthest thing from his mind. I doubted that, if it were me standing opposite him with my kodachi unsheathed, he wouldn't give a second of hesitation before rushing to kill me. Yamazaki, why? Behold the price of relying on such pitiful abilities. You're as foolish as they come, boy. It's no wonder the Shinsengumi is heading for its swift demise. Have you had enough, Amagiri? Indeed. Now all that's left is for us to leave him with a parting gift, so that he shan't forget this lesson soon. No! It happened in the blink of an eye. Kazama jerked his arm back and pierced his katana through Yamazaki's heart. Told ya. Mouthfuls of blood began frothing from Yamazaki's lips. His shoulders folded inwards as he coughed. Kazama kills Yamazaki. Yep. Yamazaki! All of the feeling in my body left. I couldn't grasp what was happening in front of me, so I crumpled to the floor on my knees in desperation. I stared intently at Yamazaki, whose limp and lifeless body laid over a widening pool of his own blood. Spacey Yukimura, I'm giving you two options. Your first option is to come with me. You will be spared, welcomed as one of my own. I vow to keep you safe and treat you with respect as my hostage. And the other is to avenge this excuse of a man. Kazama shifted his eyes leftwards on Amagiri, prompting his partner to nod in return. I stood still as Kazama shot me a chilling glance, then spun around and began walking away from me. I care little about which choice you make. If you decide to pursue the second option, however, then I won't hesitate to strip your flesh from bone. Despite his thinly veiled threats, my mind was the furthest place from the ultimatum he described. I hadn't even considered running after them. The only thing swirling in my mind was the lucid color of Yamazaki's blood. The least I could do for him in this solemn moment was to pray for his soul, alone in the frigid darkness. I stood there, clasping my hands tightly, waiting until the frost took me with him. Aww. Sad. He didn't love us anyway. It's okay. We had low romance with him. That's why he died. See? That's why they all die. We have low romance with them. But again, how many times I gotta say it? We all know what I'm gonna say. Just saying it would save them all. That's my favorite thing. Chapter 3. Low romance, high corruption. I mean, I expect one or both of us to die in all these routes, so I wasn't expecting him to go on a murder spree and be like crazy, but like, wow. Damn. So, yeah. But that was unexpected. And I knew he was probably going to die, and like, they usually die in the low romance route. You know, in Kyoto Winds, they left us behind. They were like, whatever. Except for Okita was the one, if I see you again, fucking kill you. Oh, that hurt more than you just leaving me behind and not loving me. Threatened to kill me. You really would have done it too. But like, in all of these, they always die. In their, like, low romance route or whatever. Oh, but you know what I mean. I could tell, judging by the way his face was warping, that Yamazaki's pain was only intensifying. And just as I attempted to contemplate my options, out of reflex, Yamazaki began pounding his bare fist into a nearby building repeatedly. His knuckles split, bursting blood through broken skin. How terrible I imagined his suffering must have been. How terrible I imagined his suffering must have been for him to self-inflict pain as a form of distraction. Please stop, Yamazaki! Stop hurting yourself! After a minute of beating his hand senselessly into oblivion, I felt his muscles relax in my lap. It's just a bird in the game. Ibuki! No, who you think I am? Runs away. Like, wasn't he your friend? Shh! Runs away. Allies? Was that man a Shinsengumi warrior? As soon as the question left my mouth, Yamazaki formed a wry smile with his thin lips. If you were to ask him yourself, then he wouldn't say so. I'm almost sure he'd flat out deny it. If I were to describe his role, he was... Actually, he held the position that you currently hold. Yeah, except for the other guy. For a different commander. Who was a dick. Oh, hold me, Yamazaki. You're my only hope. I forget what is the scene in this one where we die. Huh. Oh, right. Okay. I was like, there's always a scene where you're like, this is where we're gonna die in the bad ending, and I was like, oh, I forgot which one it was in the third. Forgot the Okita chapter. Okita, are you gonna show up? Is Okita still gonna show up? Yay, we get to see Okita again, guys. I shouldn't have been surprised that Okita shows up, just because, you know what I mean? Like, Yamazaki was alive in Okita's route, and then Okita's, like, shows up in Yamazaki's, like, oh, yay! Ready for it? Ready for it? Oh, he's so magical. There he is. There's our boy. I know we're in Yamazaki's route, but we still love Okita. Okay, come on. We do. He's one of our top 4. Oh, there's no way I could leave. Yamazaki rose from the floor meekly, wobbling his limbs in a feeble attempt to support his own weight. Oh, great. Protecting Chief Kondo, who sits at the heart of the Shinsengumi, is my sworn duty. Even if it means putting her life at risk. Well, stop worrying about me. I'm prepared to accept that risk. Come what may. Actually, I had made this decision ages ago. Actually, I was full of shit, is what I want to say. But whatever path Yamazaki chooses, no matter the circumstances, is going to be mine as well. Even if it means confronting death head on. I never took the two of you for absolute morons. Really? Have you met me? What? Look who's talking. You're being just as obtuse, Okita. You're barely able to stand, and yet you're pushing your body to its limit. I think the moron here is you. Let's not argue all. We have to... Okay, let's fight other people. You know, Yamazaki, I could kill you right now. The scent of blood thickened the tense human air. However, neither Okita nor Yamazaki seemed fazed. After trading insults, the two shared a playful grin. Considering how destitute the current situation was, we had nothing to gain from tearing each other apart. All right, you two. Time for the curtain call. Everybody dies. Yukamura, don't leave my sight even for a second. Okay. How about I just climb on your back and you carry me? The moment Okita left, furies swarmed us like flies to rancid meat. Ugh. I unsheathed my kodachi and braced myself. As the horde rushed in, I held my breath. Giving up wasn't an option, but hope was scant. There was a time for crying and a time for bravery. We all die. Oh. Wow. Hold on. So, yeah, fighting furies and screen fades to the fin thing. Yep. All right, I'm just going to assume we all die. Without them saying so much, because we know we got away. Okita and Kondo died, so we know damn well we died. So we fought them until our valiant deaths. All right. Or we all lived happily ever after, and we're in a Yamazaki and Okita sandwich. Oh, love triangle. Beautiful. No. Yeah, that didn't happen. They don't give you any kind of harem thing in this. Technically, I know they're considered reverse harem games, but I don't think it counts if you don't get to sleep with all of them, and you don't get to keep them all. You have to, one path. No, I want them all. That's too many. There's too many men in this. That's too fucking much. Fuck, one is too goddamn much. Who are we kidding? Anyway. Low romance, high corruption. Our last bad ending. Do 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 do. Okay. So, it's really kind of funny because the order I did them was just how I felt. Like, okay, you know, like, we did Saito first, then we did Heisuke because he was one of my, like, he wasn't one of my favorites. Then we did Okita and Sonic because they were, like, up there. And then Yamazaki because I was like, well, you know, hold on. Are you in pain? No, not at all. I'm feeling just fine. Yamazaki stood up in a frenzy, hastily pacing before he fled from the room. I suppose I spoke too soon, and Yamazaki hadn't needed to consume any blood after all. I was curious as to why he was behaving so weirdly. Oh, did we not get our kiss? Oh my god, by making him endure it, we don't get our kiss! Oh, guys. Anyway, before we go, however, there is something that I've been meaning to ask of you. Sure, anything. Oh. Oh! Would it sit well with you if I were to begin referring to you by your name? Do you mean... Yes. Actually, This is the subject that I meant to bring up, but mention I may regret had I not. Sure. Thank you, Yukimura. I mean, Spacey. Anyway, let's get moving. Oh, it's better in the good ending when he actually kisses us. But I'm just saying that's still cute. But anyway, I think it's funny because like my order I did Sana and Yamazaki and Iba, and that's the order in the guide. It goes Sana, and then you scroll down Yamazaki, and now it's Iba. And I didn't mean to like do that. And then no, see then I do Harada Nagakor, but then it's Soma and Real like so. Yeah. Anyway, it's just funny those three were in that row. So all right. Hey, well I've got Father distracted. Take him out. I needed to draw all of the Furies' attention. Two Furies, their lips wet with drool, began slowly sauntering towards me, prompting me to step back. Blood. I smell blood. A raspy voice murmured behind me, and I turned around to face it out of reflex. It was... Countless red eyes shone through the darkness. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? No, I'm just kidding. Ah! I became intimidated, thrashing wildly with my short blade as a bevy of hands came out to grab me. Killed by Furies? My Kodachi, however, was snatched from my hands in an instant. Then all of the Furies pounced on me. Their salivating mouths tore my bloody appendage apart as they sunk their teeth into my flesh without abandon. Oh, God. My arms and chest were forcefully pinned, and they restrained my legs to ensure I couldn't kick out. Through gritted teeth, I shook my head, shutting my eyes to refrain from witnessing their terrifying maws. I wanted to block everything from sight, as I knew that my fate had been decided. As much as I'd wanted to reject this reality, I couldn't. Escape was an impossibility. Suddenly there was a pause. The creeping sensation of their tongues lapping my skin made my hair stand, flicking aimlessly for a drop of blood. In my heart, however, I held on to a bleak hope. Surely Yamazaki could still come and rescue me. I was certain of it. No matter how long I'd waited, however, Yamazaki's voice eluded me. Eventually, I stopped waiting. In fact, I stopped thinking at all. That's harsh! So, yep, we get drained by Furies. Ugh. But also, fuck, man, that's, like, harsh. That is, like... Oh. Ah. But I think the worst part was I'm waiting for Yamazaki to come to me, like, we hear nothing. So it's like, what happened to him? Like, what happened? All right, so here we go. Gallery. Boop. Boop. Well, that's why, too, if you think about it. Hold on. Because this is the order that the guide goes in. And that's the actual order that I did those ones in. Okay. Well, wow. Duh. All right, so that's 3, 3, and then the last 3. Okay. All right. That's just him drinking our blood, but kissing our hand. And just painful, like... I'll fucking kill you. That's when he pulled Nokita on us. Aww. There's not a lot of these. It's sad, but... That's adorable. No, and so precious. Even though she's drooling blood. But, you know, it's the thought that counts. Look at how pretty his face is in that one, though. Like, it's just, I don't know what, it just looks pretty. Then Hijikata's hand. Look at Hijikata's hand! He's more like, wait, Hijikata touched me. He's giving me his blessing. Yes, he is. I love this one. It's so adorable. Oh, guys. And she's a little derpier. She's not too bad. I guess I can almost handle her. But I just love his face when he's all blushy looking at her. It's so cute. Her eyes are way too fucking big. Just simmer them down a little bit. I mean, literally, her entire face. Her eyeballs go to, like, almost the bottom of her nose. Like, that's just, it's proportionally wrong. It's freaking me out. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Whoops. God damn it. There we go. That one's so sad. He looks so pretty, but it's so sad. I don't like how when you click, like that's, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it just goes back and anyway, like... Aww. It'd have been so much cuter if he actually, like, looked up at us like we were her talking to him, but still, this is beautiful. I love it. It's not our typical Yamazaki. He got his makeover. He got his modern-day makeover. There you go. But yeah, so that was Yamazaki's route. I liked his route. I mean, I feel like his bad... I mean, obviously in the bad endings, they're all, like, really short and quick, but... nothing too traumatic except for the low romance. I mean, the unrequited love one, that was kind of sad. Just watching him float away into dust. Oh. Also, it kind of sucks that here's one of your CGs. It's just a tree. Like, that's... Oh, Yamazaki gets so many CG. One is just a tree. He's not even in it. Like, that's not even like he's starting, like he's faded out or something. No, it's just a tree. Like, what the fuck? I think he got a little cheated on that, but no, but the happy ending is, it was adorable. I love it. Sonen's is still my favorite so far, though, but that's just because Sonen is one of my favorites, and I just feel like they did him justice. It was like the whole romantic from beginning to end, and it was like, oh, because they're so mean to him. But the same with Yamazaki, though. Like, they're so mean to him. Like, he dies in every other route, pretty much. And, like, poor Yamazaki, and he's always been kind of the side character. So, like, his route was really amazing in Kyoto Wins, and, like, they had to keep it up in this. So it's like, no. But anyway. So that was that. I did enjoy that one. And when we come back in the next part, we'll be starting Iba's route, which is awesome, because Iba's goddamn gorgeous. As one of the newly added side characters when they revamped this game, like, he's fucking beautiful. All the characters that they added on the new 3 side characters are goddamn gorgeous, but yeah, so we'll be in Iba's route. So that'll be interesting because we won't be with our Shinsengumi boys. And I know we've kind of like split off from them most of the time anyway, but I think weren't even with them when we split off with Iba to begin with at the end of his path, were we? So that'll be interesting. See what happens there. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.